So I've been an Uber driver for about 2-ish years, well over 5,000 trips. I always get asked, what is your craziest experience? And generally, I've had a few pukers. I've had to kick one person out. I have a couple little stories, but nothing too crazy. Tonight, I definitely have something to tell people when they ask me that now, because tonight was the craziest. So, basically, I go through in this video that you're about to see a rundown of what happened, but it might be a little repetitive. I picked up a lady from Applebee's. Noticed someone that was following me. I got on the highway, still following me, right on my rear bumper. I look over and say, hey, do you know the person behind us? They got a BMW. And she goes, yeah, I think that's my husband, because my husband drives a BMW. We were at Applebee's. And I just wanted to take an Uber and take a separate vehicle home. I'm like, okay, well, this is interesting. So I get onto this road. He's still following me. I pull over because I don't want this guy tailing me like that. I don't put up with stuff like that. And he comes up irate. You've got my wife in that car. This, that, and the other, just being threatening and stuff. I'm like, all right, I'll go to the police station, or go towards the police station, and I'm gonna call the cops. If you keep following me, you're gonna have to deal with them. And he kept following me. We get to a point where the cops led me to speak with him, and they do a little investigation. He's irate with the cops. I mean, just being out of his mind, crazy. Cops don't really have anything to pin him down on. You give her suggestions about a protective order, this, that, and the other. Basically, they can't do anything. So she tries to tell me to, sneak off. So he's distracted. He's trying to video the cops and everything, just saying, I know my rights, this, that, and the other. So I start going off, and then he follows me again. And the police are following him. I can see them behind him, not with their lights on. So I'm thinking, okay, so they don't have anything. Let me see if I can give them something to pull him over so that I can get this person home to get their kids and a few things, and get a hotel and get some space from this guy, because he's clearly not in his right mind. So I speed up a little bit to see, if I can get him. He speeds, and the cops don't bite on the speeding. So I get onto the next road, and he's still following me. And then he gets up beside me and kind of like turns the wheel over a little bit towards me. And at that point I had enough. I pulled over the shoulder. The cops roll up to me, put my window down. I'm like, you saw him swerve towards me, right? And the cop's like, oh yeah, I see. I'm gonna go get him. I'm like, yeah, go get him. And so at this point, the husband's already did a U-turn to come back towards us. And so the husband gets behind me again, and then the cop gets behind him, and then finally the cop throws his lights on. So I'm like, all right, cool. Cops got him pulled over now. I can leave and go about taking her home so she can do her thing and get out of the situation. So I pull off. What does this guy do? He pulls off too. He pulls off while the cop has him pulled over, and now he's felony evading police. And I get going down the road. I'm looking a quarter mile back. I see 2 squad cars just zooming behind this guy, and I have my window down a little bit. I can hear the sirens screaming. By the time I get into their neighborhood, I hear sirens all over, just getting closer and closer. I'm like, this is not going to be good. And then here they come rolling around, flying down the road into this cul-de-sac. Now there's 4 cop cars all zooming in, and they all swarm them. And from this point, I'm gonna start the video. I start recording. This is kind of like my initial reaction. So this is wild. I just picked up somebody from Applebee's, and their husband was irate and following me. I was an Uber driver. And so he kept on following me, so I pulled over, trying to get the police to get him. And then he ran away from them, and there was a police chase, and now they're at their residence. So I picked her up from Applebee's, and he started following me. I said, "Hey, do you know the person following us?" I wasn't sure if it was just somebody just being dumb and tailgating me, or if they were, following for a reason. So I pulled over, and the guy was, like, "You got my wife, you got my wife." And so I called 911 and said, "Hey, I got a guy following me. He's irate at a passenger of mine." And I finally got a couple units to intercept us, and they talked to her, and he was irate and yelling the whole time. There wasn't really much they could do. They made suggestions to her, and so we were free to leave, so we left, and he kept on following. So what I did is I tried to, she's trying to get her kids and stuff and get some space. I don't know if she got a protective order or what, but I'm trying to get away, and he just kept following, so I was trying to speed a little bit to get him to pull him over, and they wouldn't, so I pulled over the side, so and then he kind of swerved over towards me too. I told the police, "You better go get him, because I ain't going till you do." He's still yelling. And so he actually ran from the police. And they had sirens going on the whole time, and they just ended it right here at the residence. It's pretty sad the way he's acting. Yeah, he's the type screaming, "I know my rights, I know my rights. You guys can't do crap." And I don't know how the cops didn't arrest him at the first place we stopped over. I don't know how they didn't arrest him for disrupting an investigation, because he was screaming at him, and they told him to stop repeatedly. He's still cussing him out right now. Hopefully they're de-escalating the situation now. I don't think there's going to be too much from this. They got 4 squad cars on them. They rolled in pretty deep here, so finally got some action from the police. I was kind of disappointed, and I guess, they can only do so much, but I was trying to, give them something to pull them over so that we could, get her here safely and get her kids. Got more police coming here. Like, part of me feels bad for calling. Maybe I made it worse. But I kind of fear for my safety than hers as well. So that's about it for that. That was interesting. Definitely my most craziest Uber rider experience. But I just want to throw it out there for Uber drivers, Lyft drivers, even if you're not a rideshare driver, just anybody in general. If you get in a situation where someone's following you and you think you might be in danger, call 911. One thing I was a little bit bothered by the dispatcher was she suggested that I stop and then give her the location, have the police come to me. I did not feel comfortable with that because I didn't want to stop and have this guy, get out and try, banging on my window or getting in or whatever. It just didn't seem like a very safe route to go. So I told the 911 dispatchers, give me the location of some units nearby that I can meet. That way, when I stop, there's police presence there. All else fails, make sure you stop in a public place, because someone who's trying to harm you is less likely to harm you in a place surrounded by people. But yeah, that's pretty much all I have to say about that. I hope that this lady and her husband, things settle. I mean, he was arrested. I got a phone call from the police officer, or not the police officer, but a police officer, and they took my information down and said, hey, you might be subpoenaed to court, for the situation, so they can get your account from what happened. So he definitely got arrested, probably for evading the police, and I don't know, maybe something else. I don't know those details exactly, but I hope whatever the situation, though, I hope that they figure it out, because it didn't seem like this was something that normally happens with their relationship, but that's not my business. I did what I had to do for my safety and my passenger safety. If at any point she would have said, hey, I want out of your car, I would have let her out, but I mean, she definitely seemed like she was not comfortable with the situation, and I didn't want to, I couldn't have felt comfortable taking her to her house, leaving her off with that guy, her husband, in the state of mind that he was in. So let me know what you guys think. That was definitely crazy. I mean, I pretty much led a police chase. Yeah, I hope I don't have that happen again, but I feel like I did everything to the best of my ability and did the right thing. Let me know what you guys think, what you would have done or done differently.